All right. Welcome, Aleta. So nice to meet you.
Thank you, Nicole. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so excited.
Oh, it's amazing. Did I pronounce your name right, by the way?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
good.
you did.
Okay. Wanted to double check. So thanks for joining me for the soul alignment reading. So what I'll do, I know I just kind of recap with you a little bit before we hit record, but I'll just connect with your guides. We'll see what they have to say today, and then feel free to interrupt, ask questions, validations, whatever you want along the way. I'm totally open to it.
Fantastic.
Okay, so I'm just going to take a second to breathe and connect to your guides. Oh man. And I'm still like, I feel like my skin is on fire. I'm sweating right now and I have been freezing all day. So there's definitely something to this with you. And I'll figure out what it is in a little bit. But first thing I just see, Aleta, is how headstrong you are and how you want to go, 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 go all the time. Is that fair?
Yes, absolutely.
Nothing is ever fast enough for you. And even when you achieve your successes, you're like, okay, but what's the next milestone? What's the next mountain I need to climb? Let's go. Like life for you is this unending desire to uncover, learn everything you can, be your best self, help as many people as possible. You are like 100% um like all or nothing. You are all or
Mm.
nothing. Okay.
Yes, that's very true. Yeah. One of my questions was, what do I do next? What's next
Okay.
for me?
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Um, but I feel your guides almost want to take a step back and take a moment to applaud you and all of the amazing things that you've done with your life. I know that you have been able to turn things around that a lot of people would not be able to turn around. And I know that there's something about you where even though you've had, I'm going to say I don't know because they're not telling me what it is, but I know that you've had very difficult circumstances in the past, but you've always been able to say, and keep it kind of separate from you and realize that you are a different person and that you're able to just take what you have and overcome whatever obstacles come your way every single time. Yep. And yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's making me teary. Yes.
Yes. But it's amazing because they want to highlight how strong you are as a soul and how resilient you are. And they want to also add that the more, I hate using the word, but I'm going to say it, the more advanced souls. So the souls that have learned more, that have seen more, they're more well-rounded souls, as I guess the HR term that we would use here. Those are the souls that pick the really difficult lessons here. They choose not to have easy lives. And I want to point that out for you because I feel like you've known that in your gut your entire life. You're like, I'm a strong badass bitch. And I don't normally like to say it that way, but that's the energy they give me is that look at how much you overcame.
Mm.
And there's a whole bunch of feelings coming in at once. So I'm just going to kind of spit it all out and see where your guides want to go with it because I know there's a little bit of you, no judgment, that's a little bit of a victim mode. I feel like you're there for about half a second and then you move on and you distract yourself. But also at the same time, you're proud of yourself for how far you've come. And then there's also this part of you that says, why me? Why did I choose this? Why did I come here for this lesson? Fair?
Oh my gosh. Just a few weeks ago, I said, I don't want to be incarnated again. I'm done. I'm so tired. I've done this. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Yeah.
And I want to say, I've never said anything like this before. The stuff that you've went through, again, I think for a lot of people, it would drag them down and it would ruin their entire lives and they would never be able to get out of it. Like they would drown in whatever happened to them. For you, for some reason, you were able to understand how to separate yourself from it and how to move out of it very quickly compared to other people who've been in similar circumstances, if you're aware of that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
There is something about you have already been through that lesson before.
Mm.
And that's how you were able to very quickly move past it, not take it personally. So number one, I want to say that is the proof of the evolution of your soul and the fact that you are able to overcome this. Just doesn't mean it didn't leave the scars because all painful experiences do, but there's method to the madness. I'm literally hearing them say with what you've been through and what you had to go through to get to where you are today.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like this badge that you had to wear to be in the present moment or accomplish some of the other things that was on your soul's plan for this lifetime. Does that make sense to you?
Complete sense.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So they're letting you know that there's a bigger plan at play, and you are doing excellent with that bigger plan, even though it feels like in the trenches it's very difficult. They're proud of you, and they almost, and I'm okay, like you can tell me if you want to go there, but they almost want to leave the past in the past and just like give you giant kudos, well done, but they more so want to talk about present and future. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, and that's what I prefer.
Perfect. Okay. But they wanted
Yeah.
to acknowledge how awesome you are with the past stuff.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you.
And just let you understand how that plays into why and how that plays into the present. So in the present moment, then I know that here's the thing, you're good at everything, right?
Well,
It's okay. I'm not looking for humble. I'm saying that when you decide that you want to do something, you get in there and you're like, wow, that was easy. What was
yeah.
that hard for you? That was not hard for me. And this is with everything that you do. Fair?
Yes.
Because you just aren't, you know, what's amazing about that is you know exactly who your soul is. You know the things that are aligned to you. You know the things that are going to light you up. And that is actual proof for you about how aligned you are by choosing these things that are good for you. But here's the thing, it's almost like this squirrel moment, if you're a fan of Up, I don't know, squirrel, where it's like, okay, I did that, now what's the next, now what's the next, now what's the next, because you really like to stay busy. Again, I think I started there. You love this endless quest of knowledge, this endless quest of hope, helping people. And you know that you want to make a bigger impact than you have so far in your life. So that's definitely the stuff we want to talk about in the future. Makes sense so far?
Absolutely.
Okay. So let me ask them to give me a little bit of information about the present for you. And it's not even like the present, it's like the next step. And you alluded to that. But I want to bring it back to kind of you as a soul. The information they're kind of giving me is all of the things that you've gotten into don't really relate to each other. Are they all very different types of things? These things that you learn, are they in very different like areas, or like do they seem to not link together?
They're only beginning to link together.
Yes, thank you. That's where I was going to go,
Yes.
because it's how do you bring them together? There's something about
Yeah.
how do I bring them together, and you can see that they need to be linked together, but you don't
Yes.
necessarily know how yet.
Mm-hmm.
Do you work with your spirit team as well?
I am a baby in that.
Okay.
Only the past 2 years. Yeah.
That's not a baby. That's a toddler. Come on. And have you started in the healing modalities then?
No.
No.
Um, I just work with psychic abilities,
Okay.
and I took one Akashic Records class, but I would like to take, I found another person that I think I'd like to take it with. So, um, yeah.
Reason I'm gonna write that down. I don't know. So I can see yellow for you, and yellow for me tends to be like this. I'm going to talk it through because I'm not sure where they're going with this. Tends to be this very motherly energy that really wants to help people and love people and lift them up. So that must be what your kind of goal is with a lot of this stuff, besides obviously being the cool person to tap into all this stuff, because that's fun too. But I can
Mhm.
see that there's purpose to what you want to do, and you're just not sure how to use it or apply it to where you want to go.
Exactly.
Okay. Oh, Reiki, 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 Reiki. It keeps coming up. I'm just gonna write it down. Reiki. Hmm. You say baby about this stuff, and it's interesting to me because I know that you've had sessions with people who have told you that you have amazing talent and potential.
That's correct.
And you're like, where is it?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. Yes. Spot
Um,
on.
okay. And it's because I think that I'm going to challenge you because I feel like you're following a path that you see other people doing. And you can check me and tell me if this is wrong, because I'm not, the energy's not fully here. And this is just kind of channeling, but like, I'm feeling like you kind of look at people and you're like, that's cool. I want to try that. That's cool. I want to try that. And it's almost like you're in experimentation mode. And I
Yes.
don't know if it's like you've actually picked something that you truly love yet.
Yes.
Okay.
That is accurate.
Okay. Because I wrote the word on my paper here. Like I keep looking at Reiki and I feel
Mm.
like there's going to be, because of working with these spiritual modalities for you, there needs to be a lot of knowledge for you, especially given your history, about energy and how to clear your own energy and how to deal with energy, because you don't clear your energy at all, right? Like, have you ever had a Reiki session?
No.
Okay. So what happens when, totally normal, no one really knows this until you get into these modalities, what happens when you start doing this work, it comes in very subtle, and you probably have already figured that out a little bit with the psychic work. The energy from spirit and through psychic energy and mediumship and even Akashic records, it can be very, very subtle energy. And if our energy is not clear, it is very difficult to be able to receive that energy and that information in a clear way. So it may help to either, because I don't see you practicing Reiki. That's not what I'm saying. But
Oh,
but I see you using it or another, honestly, YouTube videos, it doesn't really matter, to learn how to like ground and clear your energy so that you remove all of the energetic residue that happens, you just walking around and being in public and being around people and like that energy. So energy, if you think about it, it's kind of like, I hate using this analogy, but it's like skin, it flakes off, right? So if you're like walking through a very busy place, like I'm just going to say like a ballpark, and this is the second time I've
mhm.
used baseball today. I don't know why I keep doing that. But if you walk through a
So,
ballpark and you have all that, think of all that energy just floating around in the air, like dead skin. Sorry, it's gross. And
mm,
you're going to pick up on that, and you're going to take some home, even though you're not consciously taking it home.
mm,
So there's
okay.
this, you almost need to go within and learn your own energy and clear your own energy first before
Mm.
you start working on others, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
I think that it's almost gonna, I'm sorry, it's gonna feel like a step back compared to where you've been. But what it's gonna
Mm.
do is set up this solid foundation for you to truly understand what's going on with my energy. How am I feeling today? How am I showing up? Am I showing up in a way where my energy is clear? So that once you have a clear vessel, now the psychic energy comes in easier. Now the Akashic record energy comes in easier, and it's a lot easier to decipher, because I bet you this was your problem. Is it me, or is it that energy coming in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So that is going to be a really good path for you. So again, you could do, I'm the one that's always against all of the rules and certifications and all that stuff. So I'm going to tell you, you could learn Reiki 1 and not need to get certified. Like you could probably go online and go take a couple of classes online or go check out YouTube and they'll teach you how to do it. No one actually
Okay.
needs to be attuned, but people are going to come at me for saying that, but that's okay.
Mm.
Because we naturally know how to, we're spiritual beings. We know how to clear our energy. So once you learn how, it's going to be a lot easier for you. So that I'm going to say, start there. Um, let me see where else they want to go. And that's where you're going to bring a lot of those modalities in. You're going to learn a lot of them and you're going to figure out what do you like, what do you not like, and you're just going to naturally go down your path. So for you, I think continuing your path of I like this, I like this, I like this, all these different
Mhm.
modalities, continue down that path as long as you feel like you want to do that. And then when you
Mm.
land in a place where you know you love it, that's when you can kind of take it, learn it, transform it, make it yours. Because I think it can be a version of all these different modalities that you're learning. Because I think there's parts of psychic that you really like. And then I feel like there's parts of it where you're like, ugh, it's not good. Like, do you not like looking at the future at all for people?
Yeah, no, I don't like that. No.
But everyone wants to know what's going to happen to me, what's going to happen to my divorce settlement, what's going to happen to my
Right.
my legal matter, right? And it's okay to not like that stuff, but you can still learn the tool and learn what's the kind of, because everything that you learn that you like, or everything that you learn that you don't like, they're all going to be good information for you to get to where you got to go. So none of this will be a wasted path for you. And I want to say that specifically. But you're also really good at learning on your own, they're telling me. Do you read a lot
Yes.
of books?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Keep doing that because yeah, okay. It's just like me. So that's what I love about it. So keep reading the books and then go to classes after you read the books. And it's just going to take what you learned and integrate it in a way that it's going to make it click for you. And you're going to be able to ask the questions.
Mm-hmm.
I think with a lot of this stuff for you, you understand the pieces, but you're not sure how they all fit together for the modality.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The right teacher will help you take those pieces and bring it together. So,
Great.
but then you're going to be on an expedited path because you already learned 90% of it. Now you just need the glue to put it together. And then you're going to be like, oh, there it is. There's the whole thing. I completely get it. So keep doing that. That is absolutely the right path for you. And there's going to be a point where no teacher is going to be able to teach you anything.
Mm.
And you've heard that before.
Yeah, this totally makes sense what you're saying. It is totally me. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's going to be okay. So you need to make sure you're trying to develop a good relationship with your guides.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're going to be the ones that are going to teach you.
Okay.
Yeah. So what you can do with the guides is work on like guided meditations. You could do a spirit, meet your spirit guide meditations, that kind of stuff. And you already have the psychic energy, which is going to be beneficial for you. But as you go through those guided meditations, that's kind of that's how I encourage people to meet their guides. And then you're going to start being able to, I'm going to say, like, talk to them or see their signs a little bit more in the day-to-day life. You can use tarot cards to kind of pull them. A fun thing I like to do is get a deck out and I'll ask my spirit guide, like, what's your personality? And I'll shuffle it and a card will pop out and that's their personality. Right. And then, like, what do you want me to work on today? And then I'll pop, like, you could do that every day. So you can use cards
Yeah.
to help facilitate the conversation while you're still learning to have the actual communication with them.
That's cool. Yeah, I have oracle cards that I use. So yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So that'll work for you. But I mean, honestly, everything that you want is possible. I don't know if they're going to give you the defined path on what you should be doing because I think that needs to come from you. That needs to be empowered from you and where you're happy and where your passion is. And I honestly see it changing like 2 or 3 times. You're going to go down one. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Mastered it. Going to go down the other. Going to go down the other. Ultimately, you have, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like you are very like sciencey math in your brain. You're a STEM girl, right?
I am.
Okay.
I am a science teacher.
That makes complete sense. So like for you, numerology might be really cool, right? Human design might be really cool. Some of these modalities based in numbers and like, so don't, that makes perfect sense based on what I said earlier. I'm just in my head, I'm cracking up just because what I said, like other teachers are going to teach you things and you have to take it and make it yours. Because what they're going to do is not what you are going to, that's not how your brain works. It's not how it functions. And you're going to have to do a different thing. And you're not looking at evidential mediumship.
Um, I think it's um, because I have, okay, so what I'm hearing is because I haven't cleared my energy, I
Mhm.
haven't received, I'm not sure that I'm receiving the information. Therefore, I don't have a lot of confidence. And
Yep.
so I would love to. And I am a person that likes to jump from thing to thing. Oh, I like that. I'm going to try that.
Yep.
Ooh, I'm going to try that. I'm going to try that. So I've done a little bit of human design. I've
Perfect.
looked a little bit into numerology. I don't get astrology at all yet. That is just out there to me.
Same.
But
Maybe it's us science girls, the engineers and science. Yeah, I don't get it either.
yeah, a little bit of psychic, a little bit of oracle.
Mhm.
So, but I haven't hit the thing yet, like you said, that lights me up. But also, I wonder if that's partly because my energy's not cleared, and so I'm not sure, and I'm not confident in anything that I'm doing yet.
Well, because it's not black and white, right? It's all gray. And it's so important
Yes.
what how our brain works. So you aren't alone. I want to say that off the bat. And then number two, validation and evidence is going to be really key for you. So psychic, I think, is a really good way to start, but psychic is very interpretive, right? And so that makes it kind of hard. And so when you have more, I'm I'm not I'm not pushing an agenda, and I'm telling them knock it off. I'm not pushing an agenda, but I do want to say I tend to encourage people to start with mediumship just because things are black or white. You ever have a
Okay.
dead grandfather, or you don't have a dead grandfather? He either died in his 80s or he didn't die in his 80s, right? So I like to use mediumship as the jumping point, and which is weird because I think most people start in psychic. I didn't start in psychic. I started in mediumship, and then I went backwards to
Oh,
psychic. Probably not. I don't know. I'm weird. My brain works weird. Um, but mediumship allows you to very clearly know, did I get this right or not? Is this real
mhm.
or is this not real? Is this my brain or is it not my brain? And then you can start to understand the patterns of how do you receive information? How does spirit communicate to you? And then I recommend everybody that wants to do this work, like start there, because that's going to give you the confidence and the trust that what you're hearing is not crazy. And I had a mediumship, my beginner's mediumship class on Monday this week, and someone who couldn't bring through spirit and could not differentiate, is it my brain or is it just me, like, or is it spirit, pulled through 18 pieces of evidence. 18. I could
Wow.
take
Wow.
18, I couldn't take two. And it's not that I couldn't take it. It wasn't a no, I just didn't know. So this is what I'm talking about, where it gives you the evidence to be like, okay, now I know how that's coming in. I know how my body interprets the pictures and the words in my head. And I know that, when I feel something that feels like it's on my shoulders, they had a lot to carry in their life. So you're able to kind of understand how your body interprets it, and then you can take it and apply it to any other modality that you want, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I would work with the way your brain functions best,
Hmm.
go towards the things that make the most sense to you, because I don't want to see you get lost in the quagmire that is teachers that just believe and don't have any data or evidence or validation to back it up,
Got it. Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Hmm. Yes.
So you are absolutely capable of all of it. And actually, I can see that once you are on the right path, you're going to fly. And you're going to be like,
Hmm.
that, now I get it, because you're going to be able to very easily see the patterns, see how your energy receives the information, how your energy interprets the information, and you're going to be off and running. And then the confidence is never going to be an issue for you.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's going to feel good because you like being the best at what you do. I know that.
This is true.
100%. 100%. So I have to say it. So stop going to all these you get readings all the time, don't you? Do you get readings all the time?
No, not often. No,
Okay.
no.
Because it feels to me, I'm just going to say how it feels. And it feels to me that you go to other people for validation quite a bit with this work. And I don't know what that means or what that looks like to you. But
Yes.
okay. And they are not going to be able to validate you because it has to come from within.
Yes. So every reading I ask if I am have the ability to do this, and every reading they tell me, yes, you do. And
Mm-hmm.
then I feel like that's what you're talking about. Is
I
that
think
correct or
so.
no?
I think so, but also don't second guess when you actually are doing the work. Don't second guess it either. Like they can tell you all you want, but until you actually walk the walk and talk the talk and do the work, you're not gonna be able to get there, right? So, and I know that you are doing it, so that's not what I mean, but I just mean um your validation needs to come from you because you have the highest bar of everybody.
Okay.
Let me see if I can say that nicer because they are brutal with you. I'm sorry. I wouldn't be surprised if you get like the nine of so no, you don't have an oracle deck. Like I was gonna say, your guide is tough. Loving, fun, but tough. He's gonna put you through the ringer to make sure that you're accomplishing what you want to do. So I love that about your team. Um, the nicer way I'm going to ask him to say it is you are just at another level compared to people, and you have been your whole life
Okay.
because you think about things differently. You have a different perspective on things. You hold yourself extremely accountable. I know that you're a little bit of a perfectionist, so your level is a little bit higher than other people. And you're the only one that can give you the validation that's going to make you feel good. That's what I mean with that. So
Yeah, I get that.
okay. So this is an inward journey for you and less of an external journey for you. Be aware. Spirit is dropping things in your mind all day long. All day long. I don't know if you notice it. I don't know. But I feel like it's a dream. I feel like it's at nighttime in dreams. I feel like it's during the day. You just get these flashes or these knowings before they happen or like right before they happen. Is that fair?
I hear words or I hear a phrase
Hmm.
um often.
Okay. Write it down. Write it down because I don't think you always understand what it is or what the message is.
Hmm.
And you're like, well, I don't know what that is. I'm like, what? Why did I just hear the word duck? I have no idea why I just heard the word duck, right? So, so get a journal, write it down, and it'll be like your intuitive journal, and you're gonna start. And this, I love this about your team and you. You're gonna start seeing the patterns, and you're gonna be like, oh my god, I saw a duck that time. I saw this. I saw like a literal duck on the highway, or like like you're gonna be able to piece it together and figure out what the heck that message is. Because you love like you love
Ew,
clues. Yes.
I love a puzzle.
So that's how they're going to work with you is they're going to give you these clues and these puzzles that you need to pull together. So that is going to be your journey is pulling together all these puzzle pieces. And I think where the things have been very easy for you, they haven't had the puzzle pieces as much. It's been very black or white, very like, let me just learn it. Okay, cool. Now I'm done. And this one is going to be a lifelong learning for you. And I think you're going to
Mhm.
love it. Like, I think not only are you able to do it, but I think you're going to have the passion for it and you're going to be able to do whatever you want with it. And I think that is a question mark that's up to you about what do you want to do with it? Do you want to take clients for readings? Do you want to just use it or give it, teach those tools to fellow teachers to make their jobs easier? I don't know. I could see all of the above with you, but that will be your choice when you get there and what you want to do with it.
Mm. I
But
can't imagine that right now. That just is
yep.
seems very far away to me.
Yep. Yeah. But that's your potential if you want to take it as far as it can go. Is there anything? Do you have any questions?
Um, so along with those things in the past that were,
Not going to talk about. Yep. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I have even more things. It just seems continuous. And that's how I came up with that idea that I don't want to be incarnated again. But just recently, the last couple of days, I thought to myself, or it came to me, I'm
Yep.
outside of those things. Um, and and so it's okay. So there's stuff going on right now,
Yep.
but I feel like it's the way the world turns and I'm rolling with it because I'm outside of it. So does that, yes?
It's not
Does
your
that
lesson.
resonate with you?
It's not your lesson to learn.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Because you've already learned the lesson. I find it interesting that you said that you're outside of those things because that's how I felt about your past. And I know that you weren't technically outside of those things. I know you were in there, but you were able to separate yourself from it. And I feel like that is just this common theme that's going to be in your life. And we can ask about that in a moment. But I do feel like this is the common theme of your life of knowing your place and what's yours and what's not yours. And by the way, you get to choose whether you want to come back here again. I do think that you will. It's up to you. But I think that you have you here and you as a soul have this endless thirst for knowledge and this desire to do and learn things as fast as possible. And this is the fastest place to learn as much as possible. So that's what I say.
Great.
Yep. I know. I'm sorry.
I feel it. It's coming. I'm going to be here again.
But you sign up for it, right? Like, you know, kind of the big milestones, you know, where you're going, who you're incarnating into, like, you generally know it. So I don't want you to feel like you don't own it, because you do. You get to choose, you get to own your path, you get to decide on your path. So there is an empowerment in there. But I do want to say that your next lifetime doesn't have to be 100 miles an hour. Your next lifetime be like, I just want to be like local in Tahiti, and I just want to like enjoy this time when there's no major hurricanes or floods or anything. Like, you get to choose that, and that's okay too. Yeah. So you get to choose. I'm going to empower you with that. But let me ask specifically about the common themes. Let me see if they can give me neutrally the common themes that are kind of going on. And what they're showing me is you are maybe not in every scenario, because again, these are outside of yourself, but I feel like you are equipped to be able to solve all the problems that you've been given. Yeah. And yes. Okay. And you're not always the one making the decision to solve it though. And I think we already said that, right? So it's like you have to, it's like you're a pressure cooker. It feels like, where you watch other people struggle and make these decisions and facing the consequences of their actions or inactions. And you just have to like sit back and like watch it happen without trying to fix it. And that is a huge lesson. That is a huge lesson, is that it's not my battle. This is not my circus. These are not my clowns, right? Like, it is, and you need to let people sink or swim. And I think this is a really important lesson that I love that you brought this up, especially as you're starting with the metaphysical work, because you can only bring a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And that's especially true with this. All day long, I provide information and advice and feedback from spirit teams, spirit guides, loved ones on the other side. But it's ultimately up to the people that are sitting, my clients, on what are they going to do with that information. And honestly, it's none of my business what my clients do with any of this information. Like I just told you, you have huge potential. Go down evidential mediumship and you can get off the phone and be like, F her, I'm not doing any of that. And that's your decision. And I have no say over that. But that's kind of what this theme is. It feels like to me in your life, is knowing exactly what people could do, like being able, if you wanted to help them and fix it for them, but giving them space for them to learn the lessons without you interfering. And that, I agree, such an advanced person and soul to do that, to be able to hold space for people and let them solve the problems on their own. Because if we came in and we solved everyone's problems, who's learning the lesson? Not us. Like we're learning that we're control freaks, and the other people are learning that someone's going to take care of the problems every time I have them. So the best thing you can do for people, as horrible as it sounds, is give them space and let them learn the lessons, and know that you can support them from afar with love, with advice, but ultimately they have to make the decision and they have to act on it. So I hope that resonates.
It absolutely does.
Okay.
It is exactly what's going on right now.
Okay. So you're not a jerk by not coming in to save the day. Right? You're not. That's the reality of it. But instead, you are giving them space to learn their own soul lessons, so they don't have to come back here and do the same thing again. Okay. And it's hard. It's hard. Like it's very hard, and it doesn't feel good when you can help people and you don't, but that's our role. Unfortunately, that's what we should be doing as light workers in general, and never mind with the lives. So yeah, I'd say, I think overall, Aleta, I'm going to be honest that you right now, it feels like this seesaw time in your life. And I literally see the seesaw and I see the triangle. So I assume there's a lot of change going on in your life right now. but I see the seesaw, and you get to choose which way you want it to go. And you get to choose to go all in on certain things, change your path, change your direction. I don't feel like you will. I have to be honest with you. I feel like you're very stable where you're at right now in life, especially with your job and other things as well. So I do feel like you're going to mull over things, but ultimately you get to kind of choose where you want to go with it, and how much you want to put in and how much you want to put out. Like, you know what I mean? That's kind of, it feels like there's this balancing act you're trying to do right now, and you're just trying to figure out, what do I want to do? How much do I want to do it? How much do I dedicate the time and effort and money into this stuff versus not?
Right. Just the last few days, I've heard you get to create your own life.
Mm-hmm.
Past 2 days, you get to create it. What do you want to create?
It's your
Yeah.
choice. I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. So
Hmm.
just me backing them up and saying the
Yeah.
same thing, that you get to choose, and you get to choose whatever you want. Nothing that, and I think that's the beauty of the metaphysical work. Most of it's a path inward, and I think I already said that, but most of it is undoing, recognizing things in us that are no longer aligned, that we have
Hmm.
learned through our childhood, through society, through all these different things, and kind of taking them off one piece at a time, and
Hmm.
recognizing that's not me, that's not me, that's not me, and then finding out who you are, and taking who you are and moving forward with what you truly lights you up. So I think you're at the beginning stages of that, if I'm totally honest with
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
And so don't be surprised if, as you dip into the metaphysical work, it feels a little traumatic, it feels a little triggering, because it should, because it has to undo all the years of conditioning that we all
Hmm.
have as souls. But what comes out on the other side, if you push through it, if you lean into it, and if you make those difficult choices, and and you learn those difficult lessons, what happens is when you come out on the other side, and I feel like you're like this anyway, but I'm going to say it, you're going to be unstoppable inside and out.
Mm.
Because I think you're unstoppable from the outside. I think people look at you and say, how do you do it? I can't believe everything
Mm.
you're capable of, but I know you don't feel it inside.
Hmm.
And what happens
Yes.
when you do this
Hmm.
work is you feel unstoppable inside too.
Hmm.
You learn and trust yourself. So yeah, this is going to be an amazing journey for you, and I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're so
I
welcome.
did I did a manifestation recently, and I felt so empowered afterwards. I had to go to a doctor's appointment, and I just manifested what I wanted to happen in that meeting, and it happened, and I was just like, I did that.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that's amazing.
yeah. It was very cool.
And more that will happen more and more as you get into this work, because you're going to realize like what's in alignment with you, and then you're going to ask for shit, and it's just going to happen. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah,
It's going to be amazing.
very cool.
Oh, well, thank you so much for your time today, Alita. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm excited. Very excited. Thank you.
I'm excited for you too. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Nicole.
Okay.
What a fantastic time with Nicole today. She brought so many things together for me. Questions that I had, and information that is really going to help me in navigating my future in the spirit world. And I'm so excited. Um, I really feel confident, and I'm so thankful for to Nicole for everything that she did for me today. I highly recommend you listen to her podcast, follow her on Instagram. Um, you're gonna love it.